Hey guys, it's Steph, the Midwest Cowgirl, and today we're going to be working with one of my training horses, Riptide. Hey guys, it's Steph, the Midwest Cowgirl, and today I'm going to be working with one of my colts that's in training with me. His name is Riptide. He's about 2.5, and I've been working with him very slowly since he was about probably like 6 to 7 months old. So we're gonna go ahead and grab him out of the paddock right now. Hi, Ripperoonie. You guys all wanna work? The guy behind him is Aztec. He just got here. And we'll eventually be working with him as well. He's Riptide's brother. And this is my best friend's horse, Z. He's a pretty cute boy. Hello, sir. You ready? Yeah. Oh my gosh, your halter's getting tight, dude. You're getting so big. I should probably loosen it. It's like overnight. Okay, excuse me, sir. Come on, mister. Oh, he misses you already. All right, so this is we call it the Red Barn. It was built in the 1880s, somewhere around there, so it's pretty old, but it's pretty awesome. We've got like all the original wood in here and stuff, and it actually stays warm in the winter time. It's heated, and then in the summertime, it actually stays cool because it's half underground, so it's pretty nice. I really like it. The horses actually like it in here too, more so than our other barn, because I think it's a little bit more cozy. When we have the anxious horses and they come in here, they tend to really relax and let down, which is actually pretty cool to see. You got a lot of pee under here, dude. I'm brushing him. He's pretty dirty from rolling and playing outside with his friends. Always want to make sure he's nice and clean before we put our saddle on. You don't want anything bugging him, like it'd be like having a rock in your shoe or something if you've got the saddle on. It's not gonna be very comfortable. Sometimes if they're really dirty and I'm on a time crunch, I'll just brush where it's important, where the saddle goes and the girth. Because sometimes I gotta fit all the training horses in one day. And we all know there's not enough time in the day, especially when you own a farm. He's got a lot of pee because he likes to lay down at night, and apparently right in his pee. And I like to run my hand under to make sure I got everything. There's a couple spots. All right, I gotta clean his feet. Sometimes he's still a baby, so it's still a work in progress. Important to clean, like there's a rock in here. You wanna make sure you clean their feet every time you work with them. Get all the stuff out of there. Oh boy. And sometimes they gotta bring their leg forward before they let you bring it back. It's kind of like them stretching. Thank you, that's lovely. I like to go from the front hoof to the back hoof to the back hoof to the front hoof. Everyone's got their own way of doing it, but for some reason that's the way I like doing it. Some people like doing the front feet and then the back feet. Some people like doing the back feet and then the front feet.
You just like kind of working your way around.
Yeah, I just like to work my way around. Whatever floats your boat is what I say. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Go boy, so I converted one of my stalls into a tack room, my personal tack room, with my best friend's stuff in here also. It's a little dirty. It's a process. So again, not enough time in the day. So I'm gonna saddle them up. Always let them smell it first. I may need to move them over a little bit. Put it up. You working today? Grab my saddle next. Throw this guy up on him. I've got a couple different saddles I use. This is my Billy Cook saddle. And this one's nice for the younger horses. Excuse me, sir, these are new. I actually had to buy new ones because of you. This one fits the younger horses because they're a little bit narrower. And it's a little bit lighter. Where are we going? Yeah? You good? Rip does not care about much, right? Not much bothers you, which is kind of nice. Yeah, he's pretty mellow. He likes to dance around a little bit still in the cross ties, but that's okay. As long as it's not like dangerous and he's being naughty. Some horses feel better when they feel like they got to move their feet. And that's fine. As long as he's not dancing around too much, I'm okay with him moving a little bit. And I always do this slow with the babies because you don't want to create a cinchy horse where they get crabby every time you do it. So you always want to take your time doing it. Keep it loose while you're doing the latigo here. And if you guys can't remember how to saddle a horse, I do have a video on how to saddle your horse, and I'll link it in here for you so you guys can reference back. But again, I'm not doing this super tight. And this little padded thing here is to keep, like, some horses don't like the metal up against them, so this kind of keeps it padded. And the back cinch is helpful when you have youngsters because the saddle banging on their backs is not very fun. And I like that it keeps the saddle in place. And this. And then I'm gonna grab a rope halter and a helmet. Yeah. So I start all my horses in rope halters. And as you can see, he actually was already helping me. So I always make them work at it. So I want him to bring his nose to me to put his nose in it. But he's still a baby, so he's still curious about everything. And then I do that. So I like to start them in the rope halter because it keeps them nice and soft and they listen more to my body. Versus riding the face, we ride the feet, right? Ready, Ripperoonie? We're gonna ride outside in the round pen. He has ridden in the round pen before. It's a really nice day, so we're gonna enjoy the weather while we can because very rarely do we get almost 60-degree days in November in the Midwest, right? Yeah, it's kind of nice. Okay. Tight quarters in here. Good boy. It teaches this barn is awesome for teaching horses to be okay in tight spaces. Because horses are claustrophobic. And our red barn actually used to be an old dairy farm, and the previous owners gave us aerial view photos of the farm before, like, of what it was before it is now, and it's actually really cool to see all the changes that have been done here, and even the changes we've done since buying the farm is pretty cool. When all the girls have to come watch. You have an audience today. Was that exciting? All the girls came up to see what's going on. So it's been a while, as you can tell, since I've worked a horse in the outdoor because we've had some crummy weather. But today we're just gonna work on kind of seeing, I don't like to go into a training session with like an actual agenda and like, we're gonna accomplish this, we're gonna do this. There are like goals that I wanna meet, but it's more so to see where they're at today. So like sometimes he has a hard time standing still, and so we work on patience and getting him to listen to me and focus. Or Riptide also likes to stay very straight, and I like to work with him on bending more because he always wants to balance a lot with his shoulder and keep his whole body straight instead of actually like using his body. So we work a lot on that. And part of it is from when he was a year old, he had a condition called OCD. And that's where there was like a bony chip growth on his hock, his back leg. And so he's actually had to have 2 surgeries. And I think because of that, he's had to really compensate for a while and not really able to use his hind end as much as he was really supposed to when he was younger. So now we're kind of picking up the slack and getting him to learn how to use his body correctly because he just had x-rays done and everything looks good. So we can continue with our training. But I just take it very, very slow with him because babies, their bodies are growing, and so I don't like to rush it. So a lot of it can be kind of boring at first. So it's a lot of moving away from pressure and stuff like that. But in the grand scheme of things, it's very important. So we're gonna go in the round pen. And I like it when I'm working with horses that they're watching me or like feeling back from me. So like here he stopped because I stopped. He didn't continue to walk. And if I were to walk, he would come with me. I don't want a horse to wait to rest on the pressure and then go. I want them to come with me. It's like a gathering up and joining up with you and feeling back for you. So before, I'm always like to lunge him first, and I'm always check your girth. When I'm lunging a horse before I get on, I want to control their speed. So like here, I didn't ask him to go into a trot. He's just excited to be out here. So I want to tell him, hey, feel back for me. I didn't ask you to go yet. And there can be pressure on the rope that he can feel that translates into the halter. And I can shake it a little bit, or a lot of times I'll just close it and hold and bring the energy down in my body, and he can feel that. Before I get on, I like to have them move their feet. Some horses I don't, it really depends on the horse, but the babies I usually always do because they usually need to move their feet, and it's kind of like a reminder and just like a, hey, I just want to make sure you're listening, we're gonna go into class now. And so now I may ask him to change directions. So there, he didn't follow my body. So I had to come in with the rope. And I don't want him to come towards me. I want him to actually use his hind end, which is weak from the surgeries. So in here I can see him wanting to pick up speed. So I just tell him, hey, stay at a walk. And when I think he's ready, I'll ask him for a trot. So I just bring up my energy like that. Sometimes it doesn't take much, as long as they're feeling back for you. And you can see how he rests on the rope because he doesn't want to have to really engage his body. He likes to stay really stiff. So sometimes I'll come in with the rope and drive his hind end out a little bit. I'm asking him to reach under with that left hind foot to really use his body and sometimes his shoulder, because I don't want him resting on the rope. I want it to be, it should be a softness, not me having to brace my body back the whole entire time. And Riptide can, like, he acts like he has a lot of energy at first and then he gets really, really lazy. So I'm just leaving the mounting block here as like a guide to stay in the middle. I'm aware it's here, and then he's also aware, so then it helps him be a little bit more aware of his feet. So this, by asking him to change directions, and slowing down and speeding up gets them to feel back. So the lunging is not a mindless thing for them. It's saying, hey, I need you still in class. And keep in mind, when you're working young horses, their attention span is not very long. And you don't want to drive them into the ground. Because you don't want to get to the point where you're like burning them out. Is there a bug in my hair? It flew directly into my hair.
I can't see it. Where do you think it went?
I don't know.
No, I think
Okay.
you're good.
All right. Ugh. Next, because I like to start my horses in the rope halters, is I'll tie up my reins. So you can already see he's bringing his head around to me and be like, I know what we're doing next. So this is what I like when you get your horses to really engage with you and they know how to be respectful, and I like that they can help you. So we work a lot on this. So I'm gonna take it around and tie it. So these are my reins. And like I said, I don't like to ride them in a bit or a bridle right off the bat, but my Colt Chief is a different story. It's like he's got like a hamster wheel in his head that just doesn't quit. And the only way to keep him quiet and focused is I keep a head stall on him, but I don't ride him with the bit. I use the halter still. But the bit is a copper roller and it keeps him busy and thinking. But yeah, he reminds me of the monkey in the Grinch that's banging the cymbals all the time, and he just can't slow down. I'm gonna bring him to the mounting block. Hello? Are we too tired already, sir? We're already too tired. Good boy. So when I get on, I like to have a slight bend in him so that if he were to decide to take off or do something silly, I got a hold of his head and I can direct the life in his feet. So I don't want him to go yet. Now normally I have my rope halter with the lead line attached to it. And today it's in my indoor arena and I forgot it, so we're using this one instead. And what's nice about that one is it's got the lead rope for situations like this where I need to bring him back around. Hang on, I know, you want to take a chunk. Tap. So, don't do it. Again, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So I'm always watching them because as babies, they got to put everything in their mouth. I want his attention before we go. I didn't ask him to go, so we're gonna wait here. Again, sit deep in my pockets, and I hold from the core. And right now he's bracing up against me, so I want him to be able to soften. And it's a distraction out here. We haven't been out here in a couple of months. It's always been in the indoor arena. I'm gonna ask him to walk. Keep it nice and loose. Rub him all over. Try to make sure he doesn't get too close to the panels. Catch a foot. Touch him. I had a horse a long time ago. She was severely mentally and physically abused. And she's now in a very good home, retired. She was a halflinger. I made the mistake one time riding her, and I was talking to a friend, and I looked back and I touched her butt, and she launched me. So, yeah, that was fun. So now I always make a point to be able to always touch your horse, do stuff all over. And we live on a very busy road. Our goal is, we've got some big dreams for this place. We've currently lived on this farm this is our 8th summer. We're in our 8th year. So, and I I manifested this place. I worked really, really hard as a kid. I'd draw my barns and my horses, and I'd label all the stalls with the horses' names in them. And so I've dreamed of having my own facility since I was like, oh my God, tiny. So manifesting's a real thing, guys. It can happen. I'm just walking around, getting them used to me on them, and my legs. I know, you've seen that a million times already. You're just finding excuses. So I'm just getting him to bend around my inside leg. I don't want him to bend at the pole. I want a nice curve in his body, not bending just like a, I'm having a brain fart today. Like, I just don't want him to bend at his head. I want his whole body engaged. And by helping him doing that, I use my inside leg in time with his right front. So it's now, 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 now. And my hand is there as a guide. So my hand isn't doing the turning. It's telling him, hey, let's go this way, feel for me. And by riding the feet, it's called cadence. You want to know where your horse's feet are. And your timing is really important, especially when it comes to starting horses. They're a blank slate, you don't want to mess it up. When I was 15 and I started my first horse, Honey, I thought I knew it all. And there's a lot of holes in the training with her, so I've had to do a lot of undoing with her. Thankfully, she's mostly forgiving. She's taught me a lot though, that horse. I have her to thank for where I am today, because she's a tough lady. She's forgiving, but she also let you know that you're messing up. So coming around here, he wants to look to the outside of the panels. So when he looks, my hand is here, my left hand. So it's a steady pressure. So if he starts to go this way, he runs into the pressure. I'm not pulling him, it's just in one spot. And my leg is in time with his left front. Now, now, now. I don't know if sometimes you can see it, like he'll all of a sudden kind of round out around my leg. He wants to stop and say hi. So now I'm gonna ask him for a trot. I'm not doing a lot of trotting yet because he's still young. It's more so just getting him used to me asking him to trot and used to having somebody on his back. So I'm not gonna ask him any self-carriage or any of that. It's more so just getting him used to someone on his back while he trots. And it's not a lot. So when I'm gonna ask him, I bring up the energy in my body, I quicken my feet. And when I ask, it's a left leg, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Sorry, I got backwards, but. And as soon as he goes, I quit the pressure. Good boy. Ooh, good. Good job, Rip. He's such a good boy. I know. Oh, the ears, we need to work on that, yeah. So, when I'm really happy with the stop, because I didn't even have to use my reins, it was all off my body and my energy. And having a good stop on your horse is super important. You don't ever want to let that slip by. So I really like that when my horses can feel back from me and feel my energy, that when I quit my energy, they quit. All right, I'm gonna ask him to go this way, and then we'll probably call it. because we're not going to fry him. So again, quicken the walk. Left, right, left, right, left, right. As soon as he goes, I'm going to quit the pressure. And if I feel him start to lose steam, I come in with my legs, give him a little kiss. Good boy. I know. We had technical difficulties. As I was saying, he's got a funny choppy trot, which caused my microphone to fall off. He was doing good. But the reason for his like choppy trot, I think, is because of his hind end. He carries himself like very flat versus getting underneath himself. So over time, we'll work on it so that he learns to carry himself better and strengthen those muscles. So I'll ask him to trot one more time. Good boy. Good boy. Always make sure you got a loose rein. Good boy. Who are you pinning your ears at? Ooh, good boy. You don't like the camera? Yeah. He doesn't want to be on camera anymore. All right, so I think that'll do it for today with Mr. Ripperoonie. He did really good. I work with him once a week, and his owner, Tess, who's one of my students, she, I think, is 13, does a private lesson on him every Tuesday with him also, so that she can also learn how to start her own horse along with me, which I think is really cool. So yeah, he did really good. He's coming along in his training. It's slow, but I think starting horses slow is the best thing for them. I hate when people put a time limit on training, because then the horse sacrifices. So every horse learns at a different pace, just like people. So yeah, I think he did really good. And I think he's gonna make a really good horse when he grows up. Thanks guys for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed watching me work with one of my training horses, a long play. It was a long one. It kind of helps you understand my method of training. Everybody's got their own way. If you guys like this video or this type of content, please like and subscribe. I'll do my best to really try and push out more videos of working with training horses and their journey. I think a really fun one to watch would be Chief, because I don't feel like he's your typical horse you train with. He's got some trauma and some ADD issues, so he'll be a fun one to kind of work with. He may be quite entertaining. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Riptide was a rock star, so we'll see you in the next video.